Hello everyone, my name is Vansh, and today I'll be presenting a technical overview of our work in prompt engineering, specifically in its techniques and applications. So, prompt engineering refers to the strategic formulation of inputs to large language models like GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, and currently famous Poe AI. With large language models becoming more integrated into enterprise workflows, the ability to structure prompt efficiently is vital for leveraging these models across use cases like customer service, automation, code generation, data extraction, and coding assistance. So these all helps in a creative content creation. Some basic fundamentals of prompt engineering is effective prompts, and prompt structures, iteration process, specificity matters, interactive examples. Importance of prompt engineering in AI is that it improves accuracy. With a well-structured prompt lead to more accurate AI outputs and response. Then is enhanced creativity, in increased efficiency and reduced bias. It encourages engagement by compelling prompts to improve their user interaction and satisfaction with AI system. Through my research on this topic, I studied how prompt design directly influences model behavior. For example, zero shot prompting gave models a single instruction without examples, which works well with for simple tasks. In contrast, few shot and chain of thought prompting strategies provide a structured demonstration or logical steps to guide the model through more complex problem solving process. Now, when I created some prompts on different AI chatbots like ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, the response clarity of ChatGPT 4 was very clear, especially with structured prompt. But in the case of Claude, it was sometimes overly verbose and philosophical. And rest with Gemini 1.5 Pro, it has a clear prompt technical prompts, but may need structure. Then the tone adaptability. It GPT adapts the tone well with formal and friendly way. Claude is strong empathy and a natural tone, whereas Gemini just tends to sound neutral and robotic without prompt tuning. So it lacks basic user interaction in tone adaptability. Then the context retention. GPT is excellent. It remembers long threads and nested logics. Claude is good but occasionally forgets earlier instructions. And Gemini moderates it with drop text in longer interactions. Like it does not carry anything in a nested logic like ChatGPT. Then bias handling. So bias handling in GPT was occasionally a mirror bias from trained data. Claude, on the other hand, actively tries to avoid bias, and Gemini reinforces subtle bias without mitigation. Then is the coding support. Coding support is great with examples and error debugging in ChatGPT, but Claude often descripts less and it shows more of a error based codes rather than a complete code. Gemini, on the other hand, is good especially with structured programming prompts. So it's a more of a coding based site if you want to try. Then summarization accuracy is strong for GPT and highly detailed in Claude, but Gemini occasionally misses the nuisance in factual summaries. Then creative writing in GPT is balanced. In Claude, it's very human-like and engaging storytelling, but Gemini is more of a formulaic based and lacks emotional depth. Prompt flexibility is handled very nicely in GPT as it handles vague and complex prompts well. Claude, on the other hand, requires clarity to perform well. And last is Gemini, which performs the best with technical and instructional prompts. So it's all on the user how good he can summarize his prompt. In vagueness, if he's more vague with his prompt, then GPT handles it the best. Then the speed of response in GPT-4 has a slight delay, especially in GPT-4 with browsing. The Claude is fast and stable, and on the other hand, Gemini is very quick and snappy. So here you can see the prompt tuning versus fine tuning comparison in my presentation. Now this is what I came out of my research, the types of prompting techniques. So first one is zero shot. It uses clear direct prompt for unexpected responses. Then is chain of thoughts. Encourage multi-steps reasoning with structured prompts. Then is few shots. Provide examples to guide specific output expectations. Next is contextual. Incorporates background formation for enriched responses. Last two is basically based on the paragraph thing, that if someone wants to write a document over a specific topics, then we can have iterative refinement and role based. This is the flowchart for zero shot, few shot, and chain of thoughts. Then is impact of length and specificity on AI responses. First is business outcomes. Well crafted prompts drive significant AI performance improvement. Then is user experience. Create prompt enhance user interaction with AI system. Then is prompt quality. High specificity leads to more accurate AI responses. Length consideration. Optimal length ensures clarity without ambiguity. Then is contextual relevance. Using relevant context improves AI understanding and output. Then is trial and error. Testing various prompt refines and optimizes result. Feedback loop. Gathering feedback aids in owning prompt effectiveness. This is the simple flow of using contextual information in prompts. Then is common errors in prompt design. Lack of specificity, overly complex structure, ignoring context, inadequate examples, ambiguous language, assuming prior knowledge, neglecting tones and style, and skipping testing. The main problem with user is that they assume prior knowledge for that particular AI. That they think that AI understand already what query they have in their mind, and GPT is gonna have the answer for it. You need to add the context before you can even go on for what are you looking for, because it's an AI. You need to have something in the back of its head that should be recorded in its library, or whatever we say, the nested loops. So if it has the information for that particular thing you are looking for, it can provide you a better output for it. Next we have is optimizing prompts for different AI models. Model specific best practices for prompt construction. Understand the strengths and weaknesses of each AI model. For example, use precise language and explicit context with GPT for detailed response, while Claude may thrive under broader instruction, allowing creativity or flexibility. This is the handling bias and ethical concern table. Likelihood based on likelihood, minor, moderate, major, and severe. These are some real world application of prompt engineering, customer support, context generation, as you can see. Then is the case study in customer support and context generation. This is the chain what I have understood with my research I did on prompt engineering. The problem phase is customer experience long wait times for responses. Solution is offered that integrated AI-driven chatbots for immediate assistance. Benefit is it reduces response time and more satisfied customers. Approach: we should identify the issue, gather data on common customer inquiries and complaints. Design prompt: create a structured prompt for AI to handle queries. Then test the solution, evaluate performances in real world customer scenarios. And lastly is the monitor feedback, gather customer feedback to continually improve prompts. So since the video is pretty long for my HD panel presentation, this is all the data I could basically tell you, and 3 minutes was not enough for my presentation on HD panel. So I'm really sorry if the video is too long for the actual submission, but that's the whole content I learned and I figured out while researching for prompt engineering. Thank you so much.